Here we go, come on. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Yeah, there it is. Nice.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do it for YouTube. 21, 22, 23, 24, 20.
Okay, so I've got to my maximum bench press and I'm trying to push it off. And it's not going. You know, what do I do? What do I do? If I narrow my grip slightly, I'm going to drop the weights up one side. And that happens.
Call 911 right now.
Минус закрепи. Прицелься.
You got your hands right?
Yep.
Любимых детишек в данный вид спорта. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой.
Let's go. Back feet.
Oh my God!
Sit.
Go left.
So gay.
Let's go. Back feet.
Oh my God!
Sit.
One, two, three.
Aside, you are four.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I got it!
All right,
Hi everybody, it's Steph. We're going to start in the bowels of the parking lot today before we ascend to the kindly provided by the government sunshine based on the time change. I thought I'd start off with a quote which I read, which was quite interesting. And the quote is this: saying that atheism is a kind of religion is like saying that baldness is a kind of hair color. Or if that doesn't sort of make any sense to you, it's like, here's me in the Volvo, losing my religion. Hopefully that will help clear it up. So I wanted to talk today, let me prepare my visor. I wanted to talk today about an interesting topic that came up dans la barde recently, which had something to do with the question of confidence around success. Success, the bitch goddess, as she is called. And it's very, very interesting, to me at least, this question of success and what it means. Now, success is a very interesting and challenging thing, and can be defined in very many ways. There are many people who achieve financial or artistic success who would not know personal success if it, bit them on the hiney. There's that old song, "Success has made a failure of her home." And there's a lot of truth in that, right? The people who are very successful in life, in particular fields, often are miserable in their personal lives. Not something that I would choose, not something that I would trade for the world. The joy in my personal life could not be bought or sold for any price, in my humble opinion, though you may feel differently. But this poster, the gentleman's long-time listener, this sort of issue or question came up, and it was related to the great adoption controversy that erupted, the schism that erupted on Sunday, which I have yet to get to. If anybody's still interested, since it was just a personal opinion, I don't see that it's that important, but I'm certainly happy to talk about it if other people have more questions. But, oh, and I'm also one thing, technical thing, sorry, if you've been trying to get on the Free Domain Radio show, the Free Domain Radio server for where the shows are served up from, apparently GoDaddy has a limit on the number of people who can access the site at any given time, and that limit was exceeded. So it's good, we see success has made a failure of our server to adapt the song. So I'm working on that, and we'll get that resolved shortly. So just if you don't mind being patient, you will be able to get the shows. It just may take a little bit of time. And of course, by the time you do get to download the show, at least 12 more will have been posted, because I have logorrhea, and you are my victim. So this gentleman was wondering why he felt so angry about my opinion about adoption. And a lot of it had to do, I think, just sort of with a mistake that I think either a mistake in my communication, which is the most likely, or a mistake in his interpretation, which is less likely, which had to do with the valuation of children, right? So children valuable or not. We don't get into the whole controversy, but what came out of it was I said it could be that I'm being an insensitive jerk, but it could also be that if you are rejected sort of by your parents when you're young, then, I mean, it's very painful, and they have to come up with some reason why you are rejected, right? And generally what they'll come up with is you're just weird, right? They can't sort of say you're substandard, right? They can't say you're short if you're not. I mean, they can say you're, I guess, fat if you are, but that's usually an effect of the rejection, right? So your parents will talk to you and put you down in ways that are pretty horrible. And I think then when I talk about having criteria, particularly for adoption, that raises ire in people. We could, it could be right, it could be wrong. I don't mean to sort of lever myself off the hook or anything, but that could be the case. And so what I said was that it's possible that this is awakening memories of early rejection from an authority figure, parents, and that it's possible that they rejected you specifically because of your intelligence. Like, this guy is very, very intelligent, an excellent writer, a great thinker, and, a very good person, and a very fundamentally good person, and a friend. And I was saying that you were rejected, because the question is always, why do I get picked on? Right? Why do I get picked on when I'm a kid, right? And most times, I think, and I'll sort of make the case for that, most times you get picked on because you're better, in general, in sort of specific ways, which I'll get into. And so this gentleman posted back and said, well, if I'm supposed to be so great, then why is it that I have so little to show for it? Why am I not, I don't know, running a country or getting an Oscar or whatever? Why do I have so little to show for it? It's not that this person is not accomplished, but why is the world not at my feet if I'm so great? And that's a good and healthy doubt. Without that doubt, narcissism and megalomania and resulting interminable podcasts can result. So it's an excellent question to ask. And I'll sort of do my best to explain why. Now, I'm very aware that there is great coin to be made in giving people excuses for their lives. And so I'm aware that that's a possibility. I'm aware that it's a possibility that I may be doing that. I certainly haven't achieved everything that I want to in my life, though I am quite satisfied with what I have achieved. It's certainly not what I wanted to achieve with, all things wise and wonderful. So it's certainly possible that I'm trying to let myself off the hook and so on, but I'm going to try and be as disciplined as possible and work as rigorously as possible and as logically as possible and with as much evidence as possible so that we can try and avoid those those traps of lowered standards. So let me sort of make the general case, and then we'll go into a couple of specifics and details, and you can let me know what you think. First of all, is the world corrupt or is the world not corrupt? In general. Are people in general interested in truth and wisdom, or are people in general, as they were in the time of Socrates and Schopenhauer and Nietzsche and Heidegger and Hegel and St. Augustine and, all of the other thinkers throughout history, are people more interested in social approval, in money, in sexiness, in good looks, in, in shallow one-upmanship and so on? Right? Are people interested in truth and wisdom, or are they interested in shallow status nonsense? Says the guy in a Volvo. Well, I would say that people as a whole, are not psychologically and fundamentally, from a philosophical and wisdom standpoint, not much better off than they were in ancient times. And the reason that I say that is that we're still addicted to as much fantastical nonsense as we were back then. So instead of believing in Zeus, we believe in Jesus. Instead of believing in the polit, we believe in our governments. Instead of hating Sparta, we hate Muslims. So I'm not entirely sure that we've come a whole lot further. And in many ways, we could be easily said to be a whole lot further back than they were, because if you really think about it, I mean, Aristotle, with the invention of the 3 laws of logic and all the other beautiful things that he carved out of nothing with the power of his mind, the degree of respect for logical consistency and reasoned argument and sophistry and so on, well, maybe not respect for sophistry, but you know what I mean. What occurred back then was, I think, at least equal to what we have now, but I would say even greater. But I would say at least equal, I mean, in the educated classes, at least equal to what we have now. But